Thank you everyone for joining us today. I am Isaiah Del Pino, the VP of Mercury. We are so sorry for the inconvenience of online presenting. Today, we will take a look at our company and why we chose to expand to Canada. Ultimately, our team decided to expand to Canada for a variety of reasons. Some of those reasons capitalize on the similarities as well as the differences among these two countries. While we will be highlighting numerous reasons for choosing Canada, I will be starting us off with the background of our company, Mercury. Originating in Salt Lake City, Mercury Bike Co. has been the leader in custom bikes for the last 10 years. As we've expanded across the country, we now must look into international expansion, which I'll talk about in the next slide. After thorough research and studies, our team concluded that our best two options are either Mongolia or Canada. We chose these two countries for very different reasons. However, the risk to reward ratio had the biggest influence on our final decision. My colleague Alex will give us insight on Mongolia on the next slide.
Hi, thank you. My name is Alex Horowitz. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at Mercury, and I'll be talking about why Mongolia was one of our main choices for expansion and why also we inevitably didn't choose Mongolia. First off, they have a very high GDP growth of 7.2% in just 2018 alone, which is very high for any nation, third world or first world. They have cheaper land leases and labor, meaning that if we need factories or warehouses built, they can be easily built for cheaper and also maintained on the same land for cheaper. The access to materials are also at a lesser cost, meaning that said factories can be built easier and also product can be built cheaper. And Mongolia is in the middle of Asia, so it'd be a good base of operations for all other Asian markets. Here's a GDP growth rate of Mongolia, and as you can see, even though sporadic, it is still very high in all fields. So why not Mongolia? Well, first off, they have a very high flat tax for all foreign businesses of 20% for importing, exporting, and all other business operations. They have a very high political corruption of 35 out of 100 on the Corruption Perceptions Index, which 0 being the worst in corruption and 100 being the best, and that can risk company assets if there is a high corruption in the nation. There is also a high distance between the U.S. and Mongolia, meaning that if anything needed to be shipped, people or otherwise, it would take a long time and would be very expensive. And also, few people in Mongolia can actually afford a Mercury bicycle, considering that all of our bikes are over $5,000 and $1,600 is the median income for the nation. I will now be passing over the mic to my colleague Sam so he may talk about the Canada expansion.
Thank you, Alex. My name is Sam Evans. I'm the International Operations Manager here at Mercury. And we chose Canada for a number of reasons. In our eyes, it was the most obvious and best choice. One of those reasons being Canada has very steady and stable GDP growth, which I will get to more on the next slide. Also, the currency relationship to US dollars is very similar. For example, one Canadian dollar is equal to 0.75 US dollars, while one unit in Mongolian currency is equal to 0.00034 US dollars. Another reason is because of the North American Free Trade Agreement, which allows for free trade without tariffs, quotas, and other restrictions between the United States, Mexico, and Canada. And on this next slide, I'll be talking more about gross domestic product. Okay, as you can see here, this is a graph from World Bank. It's a very, very steady and stable economy, expanding at a very steady rate in the past 60 years. As you can see, there's a bit of a spike around 2010. Some other reasons we thought Canada was the best choice is because of cultural similarities. The same language, English, similar religious beliefs, Christianity, and also a similar lifestyle to that in the United States. There's also a very well-established market for mountain bikes in Canada. For example, the MEC chain is much like the REI chain of outdoor supplies. There's also many specialty stores already established in Canada. Canadians will be able to afford our products. The median income in 2018 for Canada was $61K. So they could definitely meet the price point of $5K to $8K per bike. Also, geography plays a big role as the United States shares a border with Canada, making exporting into the country very easy, which my colleague Joel will be touching on next.
Thank you, Sam. My name is Joel Ronca. I am the head of the management of supply chains here at Mercury Bicycles. And I'm basically going to go a little bit more in depth into our market entry method. So we chose to export our bikes from our warehouses here in the US. And we are expecting there's going to be an increase in demand by expanding into Canada. So to deal with this demand, we are going to be increasing our manufacturing capacity at all our warehouses. And to do this, we'll be increasing the operational hours to go for 24 hours a day. We'll be accomplishing this by hiring new employees and also expanding all our teams. And also because of the growing market that we have here in America and the expansion in Canada, we're also looking to expand our warehouses here in America in the next couple of months. So we have determined this to be the most cost-effective option, but we will be monitoring this closely in the next couple months, next couple years, to see if we need to change up our strategy and possibly find a local partner in Canada. One of the other reasons we did choose to export our goods from our warehouses here to Canada is actually because of the relationship that America and Canada have. Canada is actually America's biggest trade partner, totaling about 17.4% of America's total trade. So things from exporting, importing, any kind of business between both of the countries is actually relatively easy because of the good relationship that America and Canada have had over the past couple decades. So to help us in our exporting, we are going to be using the commercial service offices, which are federally and state-owned government offices here that basically help companies like us newly expanding into Canada to kind of get our roots down. They call it getting boots on the ground in the country, and it basically includes finding people as representatives, agents, distributors, partners, basically anyone who can help us get our business running in the Canadian market. Some of the reasons why we did choose to export is also because of the high cost of labor in Canada. You can look at that graph to your right. That blue line is going to be Canada, red line is going to be America. You can see for about the past 10 years, the labor costs in Canada have just been increasing. That also just includes manufacturing costs as well. So building a warehouse there would not be the most cost-effective option for us, as it'd be costing a lot more than having warehouses or just expanding our warehouses here in America. Finding a local partner is also an option for us, but as of right now, we have decided that it is more profitable for us to simply expand our warehouses here because we don't really want to work on deals or like split our profit at this moment. But we'll be monitoring this decision closely and possibly finding other possible local partners in Canada to help us with our distribution. One of the last reasons we also chose Canada is because of the export prices from America. So Canada or exporting to Canada from America is relatively cheap. It's decreased by 2.8% over the past 12 months. That was actually the lowest decrease we've seen in the past couple of years. So for about the past 4 to 6 years, the export costs to Canada have just slowly been decreasing, and we expect it to do so to maximize our profits by our expansion. And this last slide here, you can see this is a graph of just the exportation prices in the United States. You can see ever since about 2014, 2015, the prices have just kind of stayed down, and we expect them to do so. Like I said before, we will be monitoring this closely, but as of right now, we see this as the most profitable path and cost-effective path in the future. So in conclusion, we have decided that Canada is going to be the best option for us as our first venue into the international market First Venture, excuse me. We do believe that Canada and Mongolia both provide great opportunities for our company, but Mongolia at this moment in time just poses too much risk for us. They do have a very fast growing economy, but it still poses a lot of risk and uncertainty. And coupled with the fact that the average income there is only about $1,600 US, they're not going to be able to afford the custom bikes that we're offering this time, which range from $5,000 to $8,000. In contrast, Canada's economy is growing at a much slower but steady rate. It's a lot more of, it poses a lot less risk to us as a company, and is a lot more stable. And we also add in the fact that US and Canada have a very great relationship. They're also very close to each other, very culturally similar. And there's already a very big established mountain biking industry there. So we expect this to be our best opportunity for expansion. We look forward to expanding in our company to Canada in the next 2 to 3 years, as well as expanding our company here in the US. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone, so much for listening. I hope you guys all have a great day.